Jefferson Parish deputies are trying to find out who spray painted anti-vaccination messages on two Metairie pharmacies. As Paul Dudley reports, the tagger tried to couple their anti-vax message with scripture from the Bible.
Don't take the vaccine. Those were the words spray painted on the sidewalk in front of A1 Pharmacy in Metairie on Tuesday. The vandal also wrote the words "Fear no evil," and similar markings were written on the CVS up the street. The Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office is investigating the early morning crimes and believe the two incidents are related.
That is distressing.
Dr. Julio Figueroa, LSU Health Infectious Diseases Chief, says the vandalism is concerning because vaccines are the #1 way out of the pandemic. We asked him what his message might be for the person behind the vandalism.
Well, I would ask them as to where they're getting their information from and why the reluctance. We certainly use vaccines for lots of different things, and they've made a tremendous impact in human history.
Along with the anti-vaccine message, the tagger wrote "Fear no evil" and John 3:16. Father Bill Terry with St. Anne Episcopal Church says the tagger has a serious misunderstanding of Bible scripture.
It's an abuse of the faith, in my opinion, and a gross misunderstanding of what's trying to be communicated in the Christian traditions, as well as some of the other major traditions, Islam and Judaism.
Father Terry also says the tagger is weaponizing Christianity.
That makes me angry, and I think it makes a lot of pastors and imams and rabbis angry to weaponize one's faith.
The pharmacies worked quickly to remove the tags. No one from either store wanted to go on camera. JPSO says they're working on reviewing surveillance video. As of now, no arrests have been made. Paul Dudley, Eyewitness News.
And if you know anything about who might be behind these crimes, you're encouraged to call the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office.